Hey everyone! It's been a while. It's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts. I hope you've been doing really well. I updated my computer and it didn't recognize the camera for a while because I don't have like an actual camera. But yeah, so I'm only just now figuring out how to use the iMovie because I hadn't updated my computer in like 6 years. So yeah, so I've got that figured out now for the most part. But so hey, I'm back. I'm back. Today I'm going to talk about a movie that I saw at Fantastic Fest in September. It's been a while. It's been a long while. But this is done by one of my favorite people in the world, Nacho Vigalondo. I love him. Can I just talk about Nacho for a minute? I've known him a few years, and he's so sweet, generous, a little crazy, but like good crazy. And this, I think, is his best work since Time Crimes. If you haven't seen Time Crimes, I think I talked about Time Crimes on here a while back. If I haven't, I should have. And it's another great movie that you should see. It's amazing. But I think this is his best work since Time Crimes, and that's Colossal. This is Colossal. It's opening in New York and LA this weekend, starring Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis. And it's really, really good. Like at first glance, it just seems sort of like a romantic comedy with Nacho's twist in there, with kaiju. You can see them on the poster, so it's not giving anything away that there are these monsters that are in it. But it's not your typical romantic comedy. In fact, it gets very dark. You start out with Anne Hathaway's character, Gloria. She is a writer, an internet writer, but more so the type of writer, I say that in quotes, where she's a person who says she's a writer, but she doesn't actually write anything. She just talks about writing, let alone like able to support herself with this. So her boyfriend, played by Dan Stevens, gets tired of it. He kicks her out, because she parties and she drinks all the time and she doesn't actually do any work. So she goes back to her hometown where there's an empty house that her parents have left for whatever reason. She goes back, she lives in it, and then up comes Jason Sudeikis, who plays the character of Oscar, childhood friends. He used to have a crush on her. Now they're kind of in the same place, but he's inherited a bar from his father. So he's like, the nice guy. He's like, hey, I'll give you a job here. We can hang out, catch up. It'll be great. So he furnishes her house because he's got all this stuff that he inherited. And then he gives her this really expensive television, being like the really nice guy. But, it comes at a price. And this movie, it's a perfect allegory for like addiction, abuse. So like it gets much darker than your average romantic comedy. Hence the horror genre that this belongs to. And all of this manifests itself into these kaiju that terrorize Seoul. So, I won't get into that. Oh, I got a message. I won't get into that because I don't want to give anything away. But there are a lot of twists and turns in this. Nothing is as it seems on the surface, but it all comes together. And it's not for everyone because, there's a lot of fantasy involved in this. You've got monsters in here. And, it really plays into the whole abusive relationships and addiction. And like right now, misogyny, it's a big thing people talk about a lot, but this shows it perfectly because the character of Gloria doesn't play into the hands of the nice guy, so he gets angry and tries to get even because of that. So there's a lot of pulling in here. And, Gloria's trying to stand on her own 2 feet, but you've got, like nice guy coming in here trying to control that and steer that in his direction. And when that doesn't happen, that's just kind of when it all hits the fan. But it's done in such a great way. And I love how Nacho does these sorts of things. It's wonderful. But once again, it opens up in New York and LA, trying to keep this short. Every time I want to keep something short, it ends up being like over 5 minutes long, which is like half an hour on YouTube time. But check it out. Colossal, opening up New York and LA this weekend, and I think wide release or limited release Easter weekend, next weekend. So, check it out. I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.